Now, let's just get more on our main story, that more than 30 senior Conservative activists have delivered a letter to the Prime Minister warning him that his support for gay marriage has made winning the next election virtually impossible. The bill allowing gay couples to marry will be debated in the Commons tomorrow. Well, our political correspondent Robin Brandt was in Downing Street just as the petition was being handed in to Number 10.
So this is Geoffrey Vero, who is the local association chairman for Michael Gove's constituency in Surrey. Mr. Gove, of course, an arch moderniser in the Conservative Party, isn't he? And yet you feel differently. Why the letter protesting against plans to equalise, as some would say, marriage in this country?
Well, equalisation, equal is a very interesting word. You know, marriage historically over 5,000 years has traditionally always been between being a man and a woman, and a man is not equal to a woman. There is a difference between a man and a woman. I have a high regard for Michael Gove, but I'm afraid on this issue we have agreed to disagree on the matter. And I think it is very wrong of Michael and David to ram through this very fundamental change to the definition of marriage without any mandate, without going through any Queen's not being in the Queen's speech. There is no, as far as we know, there is no great demand for this. It certainly wasn't in the manifesto.
There is a demand, though, from here, isn't there? Because your leader, your Prime Minister, believes that the Conservative Party needs to reform, and it needs to prove it's reforming and changing. And he thinks gay marriage and equalising, as he says, the institution of marriage is one way to do that.
Is it? Is that what he's really saying? Because he's never said that in public to us. He said he believes totally in marriage, and he thinks therefore gay marriage is good for the institution of marriage. Now, we'd happen to disagree fundamentally with that, and we certainly know that internationally, when they have introduced same-sex marriage, the degree of marriage has gone down and the institution has been fundamentally undermined because of it. We think this is a grave error of David Cameron to change this. We believe much more thought should be given to the matter. We believe it should be debated, and then at the end of the day, maybe there should have been a referendum. But to introduce it so
Another
quickly,
referendum?
Well, perhaps so. But where is the demand? Why has this come from? I mean, many people within his cabinet, I'm told, they said, where did this come from? I mean, out of the blue, David has presented this without any debate initially with his voters and supporters.
Do you feel that this is fresh evidence of a disconnect between the top and the grassroots at the bottom? I mean, one of your colleagues was talking about this is evidence of a contemptuous treatment of the grassroots of the Conservative Party by its leader. Is that what you think is going on here?
Well, regretfully, I think there is a progressive disconnect. All of us have worked for the party for 30, 40, 50 years, and we've worked very, very closely with all previous administrations. But over the last 3 to 4 years, I have been very aware that Number 10 and Central Office is less and less inclined to listen at all to the broader views of many Conservatives.
So what's your answer? Apparently members are leaving, they're fleeing. We saw the local elections, some have gone to UKIP. This may be a reason. I mean, will you leave the Conservative Party over this?
No, I'm not going to leave, because I'm going to fight from within it.
Should people leave if they're so angered, if they're so unhappy about this, or should they stay?
I'm urging people to stay. I've persuaded people to stay within it because I wish to fight within it. There are many reasons why we should fight for it. We believe in Conservative values. We don't believe that this policy is a core Conservative value, and therefore we will fight as Conservatives.
OK, it's going to come to a vote in the House later this week. I mean, the Prime Minister appears determined to push ahead with a reform that he thinks is very important. You clearly think he should change his mind. In a word, is he likely to?
Who knows whether he's going to change it, but I certainly hope it can be defeated in the House of Lords, because I think in the House of Lords there is much more wisdom. They will consider the broader ramifications of this bill, and they will consider, is this really in the best long-term interests of this country, where you have so many people from the ethnic backgrounds. I mean, I think 500 imams wrote a letter today in the paper. This is upsetting to many, many people of their core values, and it's being presented by quite a narrow view, and we just fundamentally disagree, and I've had to agree to disagree with both David and Michael on the matter.
Well, Robin Brandt there with that interview at Number 10 as the petition was presented. Now, the government faces further attack from head teachers today.